At that time, Jesus said, "Be merciful, just as your Father is merciful. Do not judge, and you will not be judged. Do not condemn, and you will not be condemned. Forgive, and you will be forgiven. Give, and gifts will be given to you. A good measure, packed together, shaken down, and overflowing, will be poured out into your lap. For the measure with which you measure will be measured out to you." And he told them a parable. Can a blind man lead a blind man? Will they not both fall into a ditch? No disciple is superior to the teacher, but when he is fully trained, every disciple will be like his teacher. Why do you notice the splinter in your brother's eye, but do not perceive the wooden beam in your own eye? How can you say to your brother, "Brother, let me remove that splinter in your eye," when you do not even notice the wooden beam in your own eye? You hypocrites! Remove the wooden beam from your eye first, and then you will see clearly to remove the splinter in your brother's eye. The Gospel of the Lord.
Praise to you, Lord Jesus Christ.
Isa sa mga complaint ng mga laiko tungkol sa mga pari ay hindi na daw masyado nagpapakumpisal ang maraming mga pari. I do not know you well enough to be able to size up whether or not that is still a valid remark or reaction from people. But I know the reason why we are sometimes hesitant to hear confessions. This evening, I invite you, dear brothers, to confront it. Bakit kuminsan parang ayaw nating magpakumpisa? Sa mesa, mayroong nagsabi, ang pari ginagawang basurahan ng mananampalataya. Aminin natin, totoo yun. And it's not a comfortable feeling that people unload their spiritual trash on us. We can only take so much. I am sure naranasan niyo na rin ang umupo and one after another penitent is dumping unthinkable things on you. And then you feel bothered deep inside. Sometimes we really are not disposed. Nangyari na sa akin nung ako'y pari sa Solomon. Nagkasagutan kami ng isang kasamang pari na formator. We were in a formators meeting and we got into a very heated argument. Nagtaasan pa kami ng boses. And it so happened that immediately after that meeting, we had a confession sa university para sa mga estudyante, college students. And I remember going into the sacrament in this school and sitting there and listening to the confessions. I don't know what happened. I cannot even recall the sins that were confessed. But all I know was that night I could not sleep. And the following day, I lost my appetite. And the day after that, I still could not sleep. And parang ang bigat ng loob ko. And so, I called up my spiritual director, Father Hernando Maceda, who seems to be a relative of one of you here. Si Father Maceda, Jesuit, a saintly old man, asked me to tell the circumstances. And he was smiling as I told him the circumstances. He looked into my eyes and he said, "You need to be exorcised." "Are you serious, Father?" Sabi niya, "Yes." "Don't worry. I'll pray over you. We have the right, the formula for exorcism." Why do you think so? Why do you think that I need to be exorcised? And sabi niya, "Oh, you heard confession in a disposition that was not a state of grace. And you were very vulnerable. You remember, when you hear confessions, you are also exorcising people. They dumped their devils on you. And you took all of them in." Mag-iingat ka. The next time you sit in the confessional, make sure that you at least predispose yourself for it. Because it is true. Sabi niya, we're like trash bins. And yet, if there is any aspect of the ministry that is most meaningful, it's really the sacrament of reconciliation. Especially when you see how the grace of God melts the hearts of the penitents and leads them to peace and reconciliation with God. But we, the confessors, we need to look after ourselves spiritually as well. In-exorcise from Father Maceda, after hearing my confession, and the exorcism was in the form of the absolution, but he had a special formula for it. And believe it or not, I could sleep after that, and my appetite went back. And then I could reconcile myself with my brother priest. Hindi ko kalimutan from them on. Yes, we are spiritually vulnerable. Sabihin na natin, Ecclesia Supple, kahit na makasalanan ka, you will still be a sacrament of grace. Madaling sabihin, Ecclesia Supple. Even if I'm in a state of sin, God can continue to make me His sacrament. But the devil can also work on you. Kaya, can you imagine if we absorb the evil spirits that people dump on us? What will happen to our ministry? Siguro that this evening be an occasion to allow the Lord to cleanse our souls, to strengthen us. The sacrament is beautiful. This sacrament is, mabuti na lang we restored the real title of the sacrament, reconciliation. Because we have long referred to it as a sacrament of penance, which is wrong. Why is it wrong? Because penance is just an aspect of the sacrament of reconciliation. Sometimes we call it confession, the sacrament of confession, which is also wrong. Confession is just an aspect of the sacrament. If we want the full sacrament, all the elements should be there. Confession, contrition, penance, absolution. According to traditional Catholic doctrine. Confession, simple lang. Pagpapakumbaba, pag-amin. Pag-amin. Hindi ko isusumbat kahit kanino, inaamin ko. The sign of maturity is the capacity to admit that we are wrong when we are wrong. And not to blame it on anybody else. Sometimes some people would say, why is contrition still necessary if there is confession already? Well, the common sense answer to that is not all people who admit what they do contrite are repentant about it. Pwedeng mangyaring aminin ng tao yung ginawa niya, sabihin niya, oo, ginawa ko, ano ngayon? Contrition is to say, I am sorry. I am miserable because I made you miserable. You know, when I think of the parable of the prodigal son, and I'm sure you're familiar with that parable, would you recall where in that parable the prodigal son repented? I know you will probably say, noong nagutom siya. Kasi the gospel says, coming to his senses at last, he said, how many of my father's hired hands have so much to eat, and yet here I am dying of hunger. I know what I will do. I will go back to my father. Totoo ba nagsisi na siya noon? I don't think so. I think practical lang siya, kaya siya umuwi kasi nagugutom siya. At dahil alam niya, presuppose niya, pag uwi niya, di baka pagtabuyan siya ng tatay niya. Kaya, kinailangan niya mag-drama. Nag-memorize pa siya ng 3 linya. Father, I have sinned against heaven and against you. Line number 1. I no longer deserve to be called your son. Line number 2. Just treat me as one of your slaves. Line number 3. Meron na siyang recommended penance. Just treat me as one of your servants. Palagay ko, binemorize niya ng gusto yung kanyang dialogue. Kasi kailangan niya ng pagkain. And I think, ina-anticipate niya, kailangan ko itong drama ito kasi tataboy lang ako ng tatay ko. Baka sabihin pa niya, walang yaka, may mukha ka pang ihaharap sa akin. Pagkatapos ng ginawa ko, lumayos ka dito. Pag sinabi niya yun, magdadrama na ako. He was ready for drama. Kaya lang, pag uwi niya, there was something he was not ready for. He was ready for his drama, but he was not ready for his father's behavior. The father ran around, greeting him, embracing him, kissing him. He is taken aback. He tries to recall his dialogue. He is to blurt out only 2 lines. He says, Father, I've sinned against heaven and against you. I no longer deserve to be called your son. And then he stops. I used to wonder about that. Nawala ang line number 3. And so now I've come to the conclusion that if you ask, kailan nagsisi yung prodigal son? Ang answer ko is, when he stopped talking. When he could not deliver his third line. He was probably choking in his father's embrace. Hindi na kailangan magdrama. I think it was in that silence that he said, "How stupid. Why did I hurt my father?" The only motive for conversion is love. That is why we do not believe in conversion out of fear. That's why we don't believe that we can convert people by scaring them of hellfire. Only love can be the genuine motive for conversion. The third aspect is penance. Penance is an act of reparation. It's the willingness to make amends. To make amends. And you know, I think what leads us to penance is really a deep remorse, which is almost really like guilt, but it's not exactly the same. According to St. Ignatius, there are two forms of guilt: negative guilt and positive guilt. Negative guilt is the guilt that will say, ang sama mo, hindi ka na dapat lumapit sa Diyos, you're not worthy. That comes from the devil. Positive guilt is to say, napakabuti naman ako. How could I do this to you? And so you are drawn to do something, to make an act of reparation. Because the Lord will keep giving you not just a second, or a third, or a fourth chance. There are no limits to the chances. No limits to the capacity of God to forgive. And absolution is liberation. Absolver, letting loose. Dear brothers, why must we avail ourselves of the sacrament of reconciliation? Because we have to be effective ministers of the sacrament of reconciliation. And I do not think that we can be effective in ministering this sacrament if we ourselves cannot avail of this tremendous grace that the Church offers to us.